I wanted to defend myself, wanted to scream that I didn't know he was hers too. But the words got stuck in my throat, because deep down, I did know something wasn't right. I just chose to ignore the signs. So I let her go. We stopped talking. No calls. No texts. The girl I once shared late-night noodles with, cried with during exams, and danced with in our PJs was now just a stranger who once shared a room. Days turned into weeks. We became ghosts on each other's timelines. Instead of talking, we posted passive-aggressive quotes. Things like, "Some wounds don't heal. They just teach." From Jessica, "Snakes sometimes wear lipstick." From me, "People noticed." Campus blogs took screenshots and added captions like, "Roommate rivalry?" The Valentine scandal fallout continues. Daniel, he vanished. Deleted his social media, left town. Maybe he ran from the mess he created. Or maybe he just didn't care. I thought we would eventually talk. Sit down. Cry. Laugh. Mourn what we lost. But pride is a heavy thing. Instead of healing together, we both chose to bleed in silence. One evening, I saw Jessica across the quad. She looked different, stronger, maybe colder. She glanced at me, then looked away. And just like that, I knew. This wasn't just about a boy anymore. It was about broken trust. About a sisterhood betrayed. Because the worst heartbreak isn't romantic. It's when your person, your safe space, suddenly feels like a stranger. And now we were two girls who used to be best friends, torn apart not just by a man, but by the silence that followed. And in that silence, our story ended. Or maybe it was just beginning. I knew something was off the moment Daniel sent me "Happy Valentine's" with a winking emoji. Daniel and I weren't together per se, but he'd been flirting with me heavy since January. Late night calls. Random airtime drops. He even offered to fly me to Abuja for a chill weekend. Of course, I declined. But I kept receipts. I always do. Hi, I'm Chloe. Micro-influencer. 15.2K followers on IG, mostly lifestyle and skincare content. But today I broke the internet. When I saw the chaos in the campus gist and vibes group chat, I knew it was time. I'd been quiet for weeks, watching him juggle Jessica, Ruth, and God knows who else like some Nollywood Casanova. But posting the same teddy bear to two roommates? Nah, that was pure disrespect. And it was time someone burned his mask. I went into my archive and started pulling files. First, the screenshots. Daniel in my DMs telling me I was different and not like those clingy ones. Yes, those clingy ones. He meant Jessica. Then came the voice notes. One of them had him saying, "Ruth is sweet, but she day too cheap sometimes. I need a babe that matches my level." The audacity. But the real bomb? A 12-second video. We were chilling at a lounge, and I was recording my cocktail when he leaned in, not realizing I was filming. These campus babes go kill person. Jessica Day cry too much, Ruth Day call every minute. I need peace, a beg. Send. I uploaded everything on IG stories, receipts, voice notes, the video, caption with a simple, "Let the truth speak. Daniel the dog." And just like that, it went viral. Within 30 minutes, Daniel the dog was trending on Twitter Nigeria. TikTok had edits. Instagram was mad. The girls were madder. People started sharing their own Daniel stories. Apparently, I wasn't the only girl he'd promised an Abuja trip. One even said she got the same teddy bear last year. By 9 p.m., Daniel deactivated his IG. By 9:30, someone posted a meme of a teddy bear in red with the caption, "Run, ladies, run." And me? I sat back, drank iced tea, and watched the chaos unfold. Call it petty. Call it revenge. But when boys play dirty, sometimes the receipts speak louder than tears. And tonight, receipts were louder than any Valentine dinner. By the time Jessica, Ruth, and Chloe sat together in Chloe's off-campus apartment, the air was thick with rage and purpose. "I knew that guy was bad news," Chloe said, pouring juice into mismatched mugs. But this one past wickedness. Jessica was still shaking. Not from heartbreak. Those tears dried last night. This was a new fire. "We're not crying anymore," she said firmly. "We're catching him." Chloe grinned. "You mean exposing him?" Ruth crossed her legs, now calm, eyes cold. "We record everything. Voice, video. We make him confess." "And how do we do that?" Chloe asked. Jessica stood. "We give him what he wants. Dinner. Red dresses. Smiles. Then boom, we flipped the script." They planned it like a mission. Chloe, the tech queen, would handle the hidden camera, disguised inside a bouquet. Ruth would sit at one table. Jessica at another. And Daniel, he would arrive thinking he was about to be the king of two worlds. But tonight, he'd fall from his throne. Chloe chuckled. I'll be at the next table pretending to vlog. He won't suspect a thing. At exactly 7:45 p.m., they entered La Poche, the same restaurant Daniel had booked. Ruth wore a backless gown. Jessica wore the red silk from her original plan. Both looked stunning, confident, dangerous. Daniel arrived at 7:59 p.m., right on cue. He looked surprised, then nervous. Jessica? Ruth? What's going on? Jessica smiled sweetly. Sit down, Daniel. We ordered your favorite. He blinked. Wait, are you both here together? Before he could react, Chloe slipped behind him and pressed record. Ruth leaned in. Tell us, Daniel. Who were you planning to eat with first tonight? Jessica chimed in. And who got the real teddy bear? Daniel fumbled, sweating, glancing around like he wanted to disappear. It's not what it looks like. Good, Chloe whispered behind her camera. Because we're about to show the world what it really is. And right there in the middle of the restaurant, surrounded by fake roses, candlelight, and whispered gossip from nearby tables, Daniel's world began to collapse. The trap had been set. The camera was rolling. And this time, the girls weren't the ones caught off guard. They were the ones in control. Jessica and Ruth reunite with Chloe. They plot to catch Daniel on camera. They invite him to a surprise dinner, but it's a full-blown trap. Daniel arrived at the restaurant like nothing was wrong. White linen shirt, gold wristwatch, bouquet of roses. His signature smirk sat proudly on his face until he turned the corner and saw them. Not one, not two, but 5 girls. Standing, waiting, in red. Jessica, Ruth, Amanda, Chidinma, Zara, each of them holding the exact same teddy bear. Golden ribbon, card in hand. The same words etched into every card. To the love of my life. Dinner by 8. Dress red. Daniel froze. Jessica was the first to speak. Hi, baby, she said, her voice sweet with poison. Which one of us were you expecting? Before he could respond, Amanda stepped forward. You told me I was your heartbeat, Daniel. Remember? Nobody else, I swear. Zara laughed bitterly. This must be a comedy show. We're just missing popcorn. Then Chidinma raised her phone. Say hi to Instagram Live, Loverboy. Daniel panicked. Wait, what is this? Please, can we not do this here? But it was too late. Over 3,000 people were already watching the live stream. The comments flew in like bullets. This guy's finished. Omo, he played 5 girls on Valentine's Day? He needs deliverance. He looked around and tried to walk away. That's when Jessica smiled and said, Oh, don't bother. He turned and saw his car. Tires gone. Literally gone. Sitting flat on the ground like a wounded beast. Someone, no one knows who till today, had removed them. All 4. Daniel stared, mouth open, hands trembling. You girls are mad. Ruth stepped forward. Calm. Cold. No. We're educated. Then she held up her phone, showing screenshots. Bank alerts. Chat histories. Love notes. You didn't just play us, she said. You collected from all of us too. Money. Trust. Time. Daniel sank to the pavement, face in his hands. For once, the words didn't come. The charm didn't work. Somewhere behind them, people started clapping. Not out of sympathy, but mockery. Daniel wasn't a heartbreaker anymore. He was a meme. And this was just the beginning. The next morning, it was everywhere. Not just on the Telegram group, blogs, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Valentine's Day love triangle on campus. Some blog even called it the red teddy betrayal. People were stitching the screenshots, zooming into our teddy bears, analyzing timestamps. Daniel's Instagram gone. Twitter wiped. Even his tech startup's LinkedIn profile had disappeared. Just like that, he vanished. But the damage had already been done. By noon, news broke that Daniel had been fired from his internship at the fintech company. Apparently, one of the HR execs had seen the viral post and decided he was a PR risk. The company released a short statement. We do not condone any behavior that promotes deceit or emotional manipulation, even in personal life. Daniel's fans turned quiet. His followers vanished. And us. We became the faces of a meme war. I couldn't even open my phone without seeing a teddy bear joke or someone saying, red means danger, not love. But somehow, in all that chaos, Ruth and I found each other again. It started small, just DMs. You okay? I had typed that night. She replied, trying to be. You. Same. Over the next few days, the messages got longer. We started talking about everything, our confusion, our pain, the moments we had questioned but ignored. Slowly, our anger turned inward. At ourselves. At how we let one boy divide us. And one night, Ruth said something I'll never forget. He broke us, but we chose to fix each other. It wasn't forgiveness in full, but it was a start. We unfollowed gossip pages, reported the blogs that used our faces without consent, deleted the photos of Daniel, blocked him everywhere. Sometimes we sat in the same room again, no longer as perfect besties, but as two people choosing peace over pride. We never heard from Daniel after that. Some said he left campus. Some said he moved to Abuja. Honestly, I didn't care. The red teddy bear still sits in the corner of our room. Torn. Symbolic. A reminder of what we survived. A warning of what we'll never allow again. Because while bridges burned that night, we walked out of the fire, stronger, wiser, and together. Even if our hearts were still healing. And maybe, just maybe, that's what Valentine's should really be about. Not perfect love, but true, honest healing. The end. Or just the beginning. A year can change everything. Valentine's Day again. But this time, there were no red dresses. No teddy bears. No illusions. Ruth and I sat across from each other in a cozy podcast studio, mics on, headphones snug. The red recording light blinked softly above us. Our show, Hearts, Hype, and Red Flags, had just crossed 10,000 subscribers. Who would have thought heartbreak could build a platform? So, Jess, Ruth began, grinning, let's talk about Red Flag 12, men who recycle Valentine's gifts. We both laughed, genuinely this time. No bitterness. Just experience. I still can't believe he had a checklist, I said. Gold dress here, brunch there, 3 teddies on rotation. That man ran Valentine's like a logistics company, Ruth added. We took turns reading listeners' stories. Tales of toxic situationships, breadcrumbing, gaslighting. And somewhere between the laughter and girl, I've been there too, we realized we weren't just telling stories. We were healing. Meanwhile, Chloe was flourishing. Her influencer career had blown up after her teddy bear TikTok went viral. She signed with a local fashion brand and was now the face of their Valentine's campaign. Draped in gold, no teddy in sight. Her caption? Know your worth. Then add tax. And Daniel, we saw him last week at ShopRite. Same smile. Same cologne. New girl. Different teddy bear. He didn't notice us at first, too busy holding hands and pretending to be Prince Charming. But when he did, the recognition flashed in his eyes, followed by that familiar guilt. He looked older. Maybe regret ages people. Ruth leaned toward me and whispered, should we warn her? I shook my head. She'll find out. Just like we did. We walked away, heads high, hearts light. Because this Valentine's Day, we weren't crying in red dresses. We were reclaiming our stories. One episode, one listener, one laugh at a time. And maybe the best revenge isn't shouting at doorsteps or throwing slippers. Maybe it's healing loudly, living freely, and leaving boys like Daniel behind, where they belong.